So, hello and welcome back. Now, I wanted to draw attention to that this is probably a £35,000 caravan on a £4,900 site. So, I wanted to draw attention to things, the downsides for this caravan. So, I'm going to start in the back bedroom. As you do, you always start in the back bedroom. Now, what do I find not as good in this versus my own caravan? Well, one, there's only a foot at each side of the bed. That is only about a foot space between. So, if you can see, when I walk, it's very tight to get down here. When you get, as you can hear me brushing against the wall here. When you get up in the middle of the night or when you get up, you physically have to turn sideways and edge your way out, because my toes are touching the front and almost touching the back to get out from between the bed. There isn't a lot of room. It is a 4-foot bed, because if you take it, you can see the slats there, and you can see the slats much more clearly there. So the bed frame is 4'6", but the mattress is only 4 foot. So the other thing, my second, is this hanging rail, that if you put anything here, getting past the bed, as we've just said, is tight, you're going to knock anything which is hanging on here. So that isn't all that brilliant. We have the wardrobe with no wardrobe doors. My caravan has wardrobe doors. Manages them fine. But this one, no wardrobe doors, so this is like a travel lodge wardrobe. This really doesn't have much, because there's no stool if you want to sit and you were doing your hair in the mirror or anything. There is no chair, so you would have to bring one of the chairs from that kitchen puffy bit. We now come into the passage. Now if you take it, we have the heater there and the coat hooks there. Now, is it just me, but if you come with your wet clothes and you hang them on that and the heating's on, aren't you not supposed to not drape items over the heater? Now, the small bedroom. We can work out the small bedroom. The small bedroom is simple. Look at the size of the wardrobe for 2 people. You know, it isn't very wide. There isn't much space once you get in and out of bed, because you have the usual about a foot between the beds. So there isn't a lot of space to put your clothes, because that is the only wardrobe, that's the only storage space you have for 2 people's clothes being in this room. From that, we move into the bathroom. And once again, we have the coat hook, the hooks, with the fire below, which means that if you're putting a wet towel, then it's going to be touching the fire. So isn't it a fire risk? What else? This is going to be easy to lose, because it's not attached to anything. I do think the shelf is rather small. And I only have the one light working on the ceiling. The other one doesn't work. So I think it would have had much better light with the 2. But I don't know, because I only have the one. It does have really good temperature in the shower, and it has got a shaved plug, so that's good. The caravan does get warm with the heating, which it should do, but we're in the kitchen, and as I noted in my last one, my kettle didn't work. It trips off when you try turning it on, so that doesn't work. The table's rather heavy and it's not very nice looking. And if we didn't have such a big, massive seating area, you know, then if you'll take it, when you buy one of the expensive caravans, you get a proper 3-piece suite type thing. It may be two-seater, it may be three, depends on how big, and it may be, but it's not fixed in the Caravan. This is a fixed seat. Now, you're probably going, what's wrong with that? Do you have any idea how much money it costs to have these cushions recovered? I do. And this price was the price it was 7 years ago. I'm going to get back into the light. 7 years ago, £1,000 to have these recovered. And they're not brilliantly comfortable. You know, they're fairly hard. You know, you can't lounge and relax into them. All these are is the storage underneath them. That's all they're used for. But they're for people who are here, you know, who are staying in just their caravan. Then, yeah, maybe, but just cupboard over on this side would just do as much as what there, because it's much harder to get anything in there out. So it's more of a long-term storage place. So the other thing I wasn't keen on was the television. It is a 32-inch, but one, it's really slow to change channels. When you push the button, it takes ages for the television to respond. 2, it is a cheap telly. It is 32-inch, but it is very cheap. It only has 20 channels, even though it's a Freeview television. And as we go, Freeview television, 20 channels. Freeview channels are near to the 100 on any standard Freeview box. So this telly has either not been tuned for all of them. It has channels that you can't even get anywhere listed. Most of them are the X-rated ones, but you don't get them. So what's the point of having them listed? So with that, the weird thing was that when I came and opened the cutlery drawer, this is very, very thin, cheap cutlery, that it didn't have a fish slice. I'm going, there's no fish slice in the front of this drawer. Needs its screws tightening up. Are all just chucked in at the bottom. There's a tin opener at the back and a corkscrew and the rest of the stuff. Just flung in. What? Why couldn't we have them attached to the wall? You know, the hook thing on the wall with them from? No. So, for a £35,000 Caravan, what does it really have? Other than naff curtains. You know, what does it have? It has double glazing, but most modern ones have that now, and it has the central heating. But when you're using it via the gas bottles, it is immensely expensive. And another thing that I really think they could have done better on is, this is the shower control access panel. This is so you can turn off your shower taps at the end of season and isolate things. But look, how much does that stand out in your Caravan? You know, they haven't tried to hide it or merge it into looking like the wall panel itself. No, let's just stick a piece of MDF over it and call that something which looks nice. It doesn't look very nice, you know. There had to be a better location, you know. And then just take the pipes closer to this bit of wall and put a bit of plaque there, because then you would have something there to cover it, right in the middle of your living room. So there is bits of this Caravan I don't like, and there's bits I do like. I like the heating, but it's far too expensive to run on gas bottles. So with that, thank you for my moan and my groan about the Caravan here. My biggest moan is the site fees. They are horrendous, and versus my Caravan, they're more than twice the amount. And I have an 11-month season, and there's only 8 here. What more can we say? So, thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next video. Bye for now.